Hi and welcome again to the Roast Recap, a look back on this week's news. Now, we understand that not everyone can be like T-Roastosaurus Moose, the Roast's TV-obsessed T-Rex masseuse, who watches the show every single night. And that's why we've put together a special package of this week's must-see stories. First, here's Mark Humphries with a collection of the week's headlines.
Clive Palmer, the political equivalent of a whoopee cushion, was interviewed by Sarah Ferguson on ABC's 7:30 last night. It's hard to believe, but in a few months, this beach ball will have the balance of power in the Senate and all government decisions will hinge on his trademark thumbs up. And with his newfound influence, Clive says he's already received a couple of text messages from government ministers with a clear agenda.
And what were they asking precisely?
Lunch.
Sure, Clive has the balance of power, but more importantly, he'll have the crab tortellini.
And precisely about your voting intentions, have they asked you about those yet?
No, I don't think that interests them at all, really, but they just want to take me out for lunch.
Now, that may be true, but I can see how Clive might have misinterpreted the minister's texts.
Clive, how will you be voting on the carbon tax repeal?
Did you say lunch?
No.
Lunch?
And on the question of campaign spending in WA, Palmer showed he's across all the details.
So how much in the Senate rerun? Give me a figure if you would.
I don't know. My wife does all the accounts, not me.
And while he's at it, Clive would like to remind Australia that it's his first day, his dog ate his homework, and sorry, he doesn't speak English. In his defence, though, it does sound like his wife's got some common sense, because according to Clive...
She doesn't vote for me. She votes for other parties.
If only there was some sort of Palmer United Party to unite the Palmers. When questioned why Palmer United Party candidate Dio Wang had differing views to him on the renewable energy target, Clive had a simple explanation. His candidate didn't know what he was talking about.
Well, he didn't know it was mandatory, you know. He's only a civilian, now he's a senator. So he didn't realise it was mandatory. When I explained to him it was mandatory, he said, oh, no, it wasn't, was it? So he didn't want that to happen.
Sounds like Dio was really shocked. I think we have footage of that moment he realised the renewable energy target was mandatory.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God.
But since Sarah Ferguson's skull contains a functioning brain, she questioned why Dio Wang would enter politics if he doesn't understand policies.
It shows a poor understanding of the system that he was talking about, and he was asking to be elected on his knowledge of at least that policy amongst others.
Well, there you are. He was elected and he's there for 6 years.
In other words, yes, my candidate's an idiot, but he's an elected idiot, so what are you going to do about it? Former Prime Minister Julia Gillard has drawn comparisons between her time as PM and the TV show Game of Thrones, because what else is she going to do? Ms. Gillard wrote that her colleagues in Canberra ruthlessly pursue power, like the characters in Game of Thrones, but are nowhere near as good looking or exotically dressed. Sometimes I think Dame Quentin Bryce got dressed up for nothing. Personally, Game of Thrones isn't the HBO TV show I would compare Parliament to. I'd go for the newsroom, since I'd like it cancelled.
And with the election of Palmer United Party Senator Dio Wang, we saw the return of our favourite, yet-to-be-commissioned political children's cartoon, Lammy and the Brick. Isn't that right, Lammy?
Shut up, Tom. Play the clip.
Okay.
It's Lammy and the Brick. And Wang.
I'm really excited to join Lamby and the Brick in the Senate and start making a difference. I actually have a lot of ideas about things we could block. You did good today, Wang. Now get in the pit.
But I won. Today's my day.
It's not called the Wang United Party. Get in the pit.
Congratulations on your big win, Wang. Welcome to the PUP, the Palmer United Pip.
Brick. Now, I don't want to hear a peep out of you guys until July.
Can we please come out, Mr. Palmer? Just for a little bit.
You shut your mouth, you little cutlet, or I'll mash your butt with your little brick friend! Oh! Brick.
I'm scared too, Bricky, but this is our home now.
Pointless Senate. The candidates are really just Palmer's pawns living in a pit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can we just backtrack for 1 second? Was that a dinosaur with his hand up a talking dick's butt? Turns out it was. We then turned to the land of the rising sun, where Nick...
That's me!
...came in and showed me his flipbook drawing.
I use it to make potentially defamatory arguments. You can't sue a flipbook. I hope.
Let's see how he told us about the free trade agreement.
Well, one of the big things stopping a free trade agreement with Japan was that we had a tariff to protect the Australian car industry. But now there is no Australian car industry to protect. Problem solved.
I'm sorry, you're saying that Tony Abbott killed the Australian car industry to make this agreement happen?
Oh, Tom, I would never say something like that.
Okay.
But I can't make the same promise for this animation I both drew and voiced. Let's have a look. Hello, I'm the Prime Minister. The car industry is dying. Don't worry, I'll save you. Wait, I have another call. Hold the line, please. Hello, Japanese Prime Minister Abe. We can have a free trade deal if I let the car industry die. Hold the line, please. Hello, car industry? I'm not going to save you. Abe, we're on. I'm the big boss. The end.
That's very nice.
And if it turns out to be true, me and Teddy Maguire here will be waiting for our Walkley.
All right, thank you, Nick. Of course, Tony Abbott didn't just stop at Japan. The very next day, he signed a free trade agreement with South Korea before then heading off to China, all the while travelling with a troupe of Australian billionaires in tow.
Did Parmosaurus get invited?
Oh, no, he didn't, Lammy.
Uh-oh, he's gonna put me in the pit again.
It's okay, Lammy, I'll protect you.
Don't talk to me like we're friends, Tom. We're work associates at best.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, let's watch how the billionaire entourage and Tony Abbott got along during that North Asian tour.
Sayonara, suckers! Hey, Tony, I just want to say, terrific work today. No, mate, you rest your voice. You got a lot of talking to do tomorrow. Sorry, have you got any of those shitty headphones? You're a soul man. Ba-da-boo, ba-da-boo. Can we get an ice pack for his wrist? He's been signing up a storm all day. Thanks. 2 down, 1 more to go. You've got to keep your mind sharp. So, how about we put our minds together and do the... Some bastard's already done the crossword. Hey, look, I can see you're a little stressed about the crossword and China, but don't worry. You see down there? That's Beijing. Can't see a thing through that smog. They don't care about the environment either. This is a friendly place for us. Rest up, big guy. We've got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah, yes he does, because according to one expert, much of China's problem with us is that Australia is viewed as America's lackey, you know, always doing what it says.
He thinks Tony Abbott has a challenge convincing President Xi Jinping that Australia has a mind of its own.
Mind of its own? Well, Tony Abbott certainly has a mind of his own. Remember when he reintroduced knights and dames? No one told him to do that. No one had even considered that before him. He was literally the only person who thought that was a good idea, but he still did it because he has a mind of his own. And besides, Americans aren't the only ones trying to influence Abbott. There are also billionaires like James Packer, who has some ideas he'd like Abbott to agree with in his own independent mind. For example, Packer has eyes on new casino ventures in Japan and South Korea. He's also pushing for the Australian government to relax visa rules to make it easier for Chinese tourists to visit Australia. And even though Packer has an exclusive spot on Abbott's Asia tour and will have the opportunity to spend a lot of alone time with the Prime Minister, there's no need to worry about undue influence because remember, Tony Abbott, own independent mind.
So we're getting close to the tarmac, Tony. You're still looking a little jumpy. You could do with a scotch. Me and Packer, we could do with easier visa entry for Chinese high rollers to play in our casinos. But that's not on the menu, is it? Or is it?
Yeah, it might be. Now. Next we turn to another story that concerns Clive Palmer.
Oh boy, he loves it when people talk about him.
Yeah, and this story was about how Palmer is requesting additional staff to help the minor party senators like Lammy here get through masses of legislation.
I have absolutely no idea how to do that job. Anyway, gotta go. Off to the Senate.
Bye, Lammy. Hope you get that additional staff. And if Senator Abetz agrees to the proposal and grants the senators a shared secretariat who is more capable and understands the political system better than the actual senators, well, that person might find it a bit frustrating. It'd be like trying to explain to your dad how to use Microsoft Excel.
Now, select from cell C4 down to cell C7. C4. C4. Okay, now, good. Now right-click. Right. With your right finger.
Every finger on this hand's a right finger.
The right of the mouse. Okay, yep, you've just launched Skype.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I got a Skype call. How do I answer this? Is it... No, that just opened Excel. I'll talk to you later, Cell C4. Bye. Well, we turn now to a new study that found that Australian teenagers are drinking less and instead spending more time on the internet. Our reporter and my ex-friend Alex Lee invaded my privacy to find out if that's a good idea.
Tom, I'm here inside your Facebook profile.
No!
And some of the images I'm seeing here are pretty shocking. Tagged and captured here, we can see a detailed account of the events that unfolded on January the 24th.
January 20th. I don't remember what happened on January 24th.
Well, you might not remember, but Facebook does. To recap the night's events, you got progressively more drunk throughout the evening, quickly bypassing the drunk enough to be confident but still in control stage, and going straight to the publicly embarrassing stage of not having a clue what's going on but still thinking you're cool. Now, witnesses have described the event as, "You've got a problem, Tom. You monster, and you weren't even invited to my child's baptism."
God. Though to be fair, the alcohol that got me to that stage also helped me forget it ever happened.
Well, these teens are onto something, Tom. One of the biggest risks of binge drinking is that you'll be captured forever on social media.
Yeah, I think we'll probably leave it there, Alex. Thank you very
doing
much.
body shots of sacramental wine.
Okay, unfriend. And that was the week that was. We'll be back next Monday at 8:10 with some fresh new eps.
Nice cutlets. What are you doing after this?
I could murder a steak.
Oh, let's go to the pub.
Hey, I'll come too.
No, thank you.
After you.